rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. And
Yeah, rest in peace.
And E40, yeah, shout out to E40. I know he would, show much love to that. I think you mentioned one other artist or two other artists, yes, they all sound like some really big influences because I see, that you're really dedicated to this career, this music, and can you name that one more time? What was the name of your independent label?
I'm signed under Poetic Mogul.
Poetic Mobile. That's the name of your independent label, and you were once trying to sign. You were actually working with Capitol Records, or you were trying to get signed, or
well, the artist that I was working with, he had a very, very strong relationship with an A&R with Capitol Records, and basically we were supposed to make a project for his very close friend who basically was throw it in there, because they were basically waiting for him. They had been waiting for him to basically give him a project, but he kind of just, I think he really wanted to go in not alone. I don't think he wanted to do it alone. I think he really wanted to go in with some other people, because he needed help. He did need help with certain things, when it came to certain vibes and stuff, and I think he wanted to get his leg in with some help. So I was the help. I was the one who was gonna, basically help bring him in and get us through, get us through the door and shit, But it was hard. It was hard. It was a lot to maintain. You had to maintain a lot in order to keep it going. So I couldn't maintain it just because I didn't have enough, I would say knowledge. I didn't have enough knowledge about certain things, and I felt like, I think I was just moving too fast, and I needed to learn certain things. You gotta crawl before you can walk.
Yes, and so tell us a little bit about your ethnic background.
Well, I guess I'll just try to keep it short. My father, he's from LA. And he's from the LA area. My mom, she's from Michigan. She was born in I think she was born in Detroit, but she grew up in Saginaw, Michigan. So it's more rural area of Michigan, kind of close. I guess it's kind of close to Flint. I got a lot of family out there. But basically, ethnically, I'm just a big mixture of a lot of different things. On my dad's side, they're Indian, they're Basque, Spanish, and they got I don't know if it's Haitian roots. It's I don't know what kind of black it is, but my great grandma on my dad's side, she's a Elle indigenous black, but it's a different because they're from a part of Mexico where there's a lot of African diaspora back in the day, so a lot of my family on that side, they have a whole different culture. It's not even Mexican. I wouldn't call it Mexican at all. It's black, so Mexican black. But on my mom's side, it's kind of similar. It's a very similar mix. Maybe that's why my mom and my dad met, because they kind of had a similar mix. But it was a little different because my lineage on my mom's side goes back into the Americas from before the 1800s. So there's a lot of Indian. My mom has Cherokee, Apache, Yaqui, and I don't know, whatever other fucking Indian or black. They have the history behind that's kind of hidden because not a lot of people have documentation. Once you hit a certain point, there's not enough documentation to know where people come from. But they're here, and I got pictures of people. But and then too, her mother was Spanish descent. They were there, her mother was very light complected and stuff. Her dad was black as hell. And, they have, I don't know if it was Italian in her blood, maybe that's what made her so pale, but, I have a big mixture of a lot of different things, cultures, and just, I guess just upbringings in that sense. Because my family, they traveled a lot, I'm all over the damn place.
Yeah, well, that's what's up. That's really amazing, and sounds like that, that you have what do you call it? You have a lot of people skills because you could work with everybody, and
I feel like so.
Yeah, I mean, you sound like you can work with everybody, like a people person. So that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's so wow. So you have so how did you and Lil Bree crazy me? How did you Lil Bree crazy me?
Actually, he met me at there was a show in, I think it was in East LA. It was for a Trap Hoops. Trap Hoops is this. She's a makeup artist slash jewelry designer. I think she does clothing designing too as well. She was setting up these events. They're big dope ass events, and there was this event she was doing that was called like Trap Hoops event, and it basically had a bunch of vendors and stuff, a whole bunch of artwork. It was a really dope, positive event, and dope ass artists. And I have, I was asked to perform that show. I actually met him at that show, and he was just like, he's a really good-hearted dude. He was showing me mad love. I was I just kicked it with him at the show, and he just showed me love, and he liked my shit, and we kept in touch, and I guess that's how I know him. I think I told him I was from the Bay, and he was just like, oh, I gotta stick with you. I performed my song "Dysfunctional," which is like my first single I ever put out, and he fucked with it. Everybody loves that shit. It's like my little classic. So yeah, he really fucked with that song. He's like, yeah, no, we gotta keep in touch. And I was like, fuck yeah, man, just tap in with me and stay posted. And I check up on him every now and again. I see him doing a lot of cool shit. So yeah, I guess that's how I know him. But I don't know, I don't know about his life and shit, but that's how I know him.
That's dope. No, that's really dope. I mean, I like to ask people that because anytime when an artist and another artist knows each other, there's always, people always wonder how did they come across and meet each other. And, you being an artist and Lil Bree Crazy being an artist, rapper Lil Bree Crazy, that was, I was thinking that y'all, that y'all had performed together. So it sounds like y'all had met at a performance, right?
Yeah, we met at a performance.
That's what's up. I kind of figured that too. I mean, not to to assume, but I said, sounds like they probably met at somewhere where at a performance, at a club or a show. Because when that's my guy, Lil Bree Crazy, rapper Lil Bree Crazy. I actually met him, or we met in Hollywood. So it's cool, that you got to meet him because he is a good-hearted dude, and he shows nothing but love. So shout out to Lil Bree Crazy for showing you love.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, no, he showed me love. He's the one who told me about you. Like, I just made a post today. I was sitting on the bus and I was doing a little reel for my Dysfunctional track. And then he hit me up and he's like, yo, tap in with my homie. And he's like, send me your page. And he's like, oh, he's out of San Jose too. I was like, fuck yeah. I love, tapping in with San Jose people. Like, that's something that I try to make sure I do is not forget, like, where I come from and not forget my folks back home. Cause, that's why, that's why I started Fortified Studio 408. It's like a little network that I run out here for SJ strictly. So I'm always trying to show love, to my city.
For sure. I like that. So, we can find you on Instagram. Can you want to tell us how to find you on Instagram? I know how to find you, but you want to tell everybody?
Yeah. I got you. Yeah, just type me in. Mahlleh. It's MAHLLEH. That's MAHLLEH. This is Mahlleh. Simple. All of my social media platforms is all simple. Just Mahlleh. Whatever you use, you're probably gonna find me at Mahlleh, most likely.
Mahlleh, how did you come up with the name Mahlleh?
Well, I can't take the credit for coming up with it. My sister actually gave it to me. I was like 2 years old, and you know how people be calling like Junior and like and like I guess like Latin people, they have like Chacho or like I don't know. They have different like nicknames for people and stuff like that, like Paco and shit like that. So Mahlleh was like mine. It's like a little like kid nickname, and it just stuck with me. And for my whole life, everybody just called me Mahlleh, So my family calls me it, and the reason why I chose to use my nickname, my childhood nickname, as my artist name was because I had always been in like groups and stuff, and I never really had like a real name for like me as an artist, an independent artist. So when I went solo and I kind of left behind the groups and everything that I was working with, I wanted to find a name that really represented like who I was gonna be, like to the root of the core of my being. And I feel like, like as a person, like I really want to honor my family. I want to always honor where I come from. I always want to honor the people who who gave me a lot of, of life, who gave me life and, who helped me go through life. And that's fam all day. So Mahlleh was like, something to always remind me of why the fuck I do this shit. It's my family. I do it for my people,
Wow, I love that. I respect that. Salute. Yeah, that's
thank you.
Very catchy name, it's a very dope name too. I mean, like, I don't think there's nobody. I've never met someone with that name, not with that spelling, and it has roots to your family. So it kind of reminds me of, no disrespect, but it kind of reminds me of like the other artists that come up with a name that kind of comes from the roots. And one example, one of the people I wanted to use as an example was Tupac, because Tupac, he used his real name, and his mother gave him that name, or his family gave him that name, and he was so in tune with his family. He loved his mama, and he talked about so it was like it kind of like I like, so Mahlleh, that I can't wait to hear your music, because on the next episode, we'll get to broadcast it. We won't be able to do it now, but for those that's listening, we appreciate everything. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, share, follow, subscribe. Everything Mahlleh, that's MAHLLEH, all social media and digital streaming platforms. And Mahlleh, we have a couple more questions before we wrap this up.
All right, yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So, a couple more questions. Now, what are you working on right now?
Well, right now I'm working on this 6-track EP. It's called Show Love, the Show Love EP, sharing humbly with unity and love and vibes. That's what it's called. That's what the acronym is. And it's basically a 6-track EP. Every track on the EP is for like the sense. You got 6 senses. People think you only got 5 senses, but you got 6. And it's basically a EP for the 6 senses of love. And it's basically going to kind of be like a representation of like all the things that make me the lover that I am. I'm going to be, paying homage to, my father in this. He recently passed away this Sunday. And that's kind of why I'm up here in San Jose. And, I really want to use this album to really like pay homage to him and like honor him. And, he was a loving man. He left in love. He lived his life in love. He loved everybody. And he really loved me. So I feel like, I really want to love myself in this project, and basically anything that makes me feel in love, whether it's me and how I love other people and how I love, my partner and like, my family, like anything that represents or symbolizes that or inspires that, sonically, lyrically, mentally, whatever, it's going to be put into that little EP. And, I'm hoping to drop it in, I don't know, hopefully in the summer, but I'm taking my time with it. I want to give it love, and I want to let things happen and listen to my heart and, let it flow,
So, first I want to say, rest in peace to you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Your dad.
My pops, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Now, when do you think this 6-track EP would come out?
I'm shooting for the summer, but I'm not really trying to rush it. So if I could get it by the summer, great. If I got to get it in the fall, that's cool. A lot of the songs are already written. It's just a matter of like recording it, getting the production. I'm a musician. I'm a producer, but I kind of really want to show love. If I hear a beat, that I fuck with. It's on some, it's gonna be a purely R&B type of vibe. Like I might do a little rapping in there, but